Day at the Beach, written and illustrated by Tom Booth. One sunny morning on a quiet sandy beach, as sleepy seagulls swooped and swayed to the soothing sound of the waves, "Look out! Make way!" Gideon and his sister Audrey raced toward the ocean. Every summer, Gideon and Audrey would build a sandcastle together. Gideon made sure each tower stood straight, every wall was level, and all the castle sides were smooth. Audrey made sure the castle sparkled with shells, sea glass, and a starfish on the top. But this summer, Gideon had a different plan. He was going to build the most stupendous sandcastle the beach had ever seen. Alone, all by himself, no Audrey. It says, "We heart Gideon." There's his fans. There's a crab. There's his gate. A big wall. There's Gideon. Oops. There's Gideon. Gideon's castle. Towers. There's the sun. And there's Audrey. She doesn't look very happy, does she? "Sandcastles are serious business," he told his sister. "Go play with Mom and Dad. The new king of the beach has work to do." Audrey marched off. Gideon started digging, shoveling, burrowing, tunneling, piling, and scooping. He made sure each tower stood straight and every wall was level. Just as he smoothed out the sides of the castle, "Heads up, kid!" Uh-oh, look what's coming toward him. Looks like a ball. "Sorry, kid. Next time, don't build so close to our game." "That was just a practice castle," Gideon replied. He picked up his tools, walked farther down the beach, and started all over again. Gideon made sure each tower stood straight and every wall was level, and just when he smoothed out the sides of the castle, thump! His second castle didn't last much longer than his first. Looks like a kite flew into it, huh? His third castle would have been perfect, but it was swept away with the tide. His fourth castle would have won awards, but it shrank beneath a passing shower. His fifth castle was almost legendary, but it flew away with a strong breeze. And his sixth castle, woof! Uh-oh, sounds like what? A dog. Uh-oh. That's it! Gideon's patience had run out. He grabbed his bucket and shovel, then set out to look for a new spot where nothing and no one could interrupt him. And finally, he found one. "Perfect," said Gideon. He quickly got to work. Wait till Audrey sees this. I am truly the king. Gideon built and he built and he built, and then he built some more. He made sure each tower stood straight and every wall was level, and as he smoothed out the sides of the castle, everyone on the beach started to walk over. Awesome! Whoa! Come and see what this kid has built. Look at his castle. "You are the king of the beach." Look at that castle. Wow. "How did you do that all by yourself?" Gideon loved the crowd's chants and cheers, but then, look, he's looking over at who? He spotted Audrey building a sandcastle with their mom and dad. And suddenly, Gideon was feeling very lonely. He jumped down and walked across the beach. Audrey's castle didn't have straight towers, level walls, or smooth sides, but it did look like fun. Gideon glanced over his shoulder at his castle. Then he looked at Audrey's. "Room for one more?" he asked. Audrey grabbed the bucket from her big brother. "On one condition," she said with a grin. We finished building it together. And that's the end of Day at the Beach. Hi everyone, welcome back to Hands on Books. Today we're going to make kinetic sand, our own kinetic sand that you can use to make a sandcastle just like in the book. And so today what we need to make our sandcastle, we've got baking soda, baking powder, dish soap, a measuring cup, a spoon, and a mixing bowl to mix it all in together. The recipe I found for do-it-yourself kinetic sand was on pbs.org, and their recipe says 2 parts baking soda and 1 part baking powder along with dish soap, and mix it together in a large bowl. So when they say 2 parts, basically if you're going to have 2 cups of baking soda, then you need 1 part or 1 cup of baking powder. So let's measure out 2 cups of baking soda. We have just under 2 cups here, so we're going to pour that into the bowl. And then 1 part of baking powder, so we want 1 cup of the baking powder. And it could get a little messy, so you might want to have some paper towels on hand. Okay, next we need to add the dishwashing liquid. So we need 1 part of dishwashing liquid, so 1 cup is what we're going to put in. And then once we get this measured out, we're going to pour it in the bowl and stir it up. There's 1 cup. And the directions say to stir the mixture with a spoon until a sandy, doughy substance forms. And if the powder mixture seems too wet, then add some more baking powder. Alright, we brought the kinetic sand home, and as you can see, it's a little bit crumbly, but it feels a lot more like sand now. We had to add a lot more baking powder to get it to this consistency, almost a whole nother container of baking powder. So we brought it home, and Everly is now going to make a castle. But Everly, tell us how the sand feels.
The texture feels like dust.
Dust? Does it feel like sand?
Yeah, it kind of feels like sand dust.
Does it feel like wet sand from the beach?
No, it feels like dusty sand.
Is it kind of crumbly?
No.
No, is it smooth?
It's smooth when you do this.
Mm-hmm. Before we added more baking powder, it was sticking to our hands and we couldn't even get it off. We had to go wash them.
And
now it's
it
coming
was
off.
Mommy's hands.
Mommy's hands more than Evie's. And since
Now.
we couldn't go to the beach, Everly's going to build a sand castle here with the kinetic sand and see if she can build one. Here's the rest of it.
You know, if you fill it up above here and move it out, then it would be right to the top.
Mm-hmm. Fill it all the way up. That's how you build it. And then you flip it over, huh? We're going to see how she does.
You have to smooth it out first.
Yeah. Okay, here's Evie's sandcastle that she built with her purple
I want to shape it.
castle. Just going to try to make it a little bit more shaped. Good job, Everly. I hope everybody else's kinetic sandcastles turn out. Have some fun. Say bye, Everly.
Bye.